The bomb dropped on a quiet Thursday evening. Mike, a 32-year-old project manager from Los Angeles, was sprawled on his couch, scrolling through work emails, when Emily, his 28-year-old girlfriend of 3 years, delivered the news. "I'm heading to Miami with the girls this weekend," she said, eyes glued to her phone, her fingers dancing across the screen. "Just us, no guys." Her tone was casual, almost dismissive, as if she were announcing a grocery run. Mike paused, his thumb hovering over his phone. This weekend? That's sudden. They'd been living together for 2 years in a cozy apartment in Silver Lake, their lives intertwined like a well-rehearsed dance. Vacations were usually planned together, weekends in Santa Barbara, road trips to Big Sur. This solo trip felt like a rogue note in their rhythm. "Flights were cheap," Emily replied, barely looking up. "Lana found an epic Airbnb. We leave tomorrow afternoon." She tossed her phone onto the counter and started rifling through a drawer, pulling out a charger. Mike caught a glimpse of her screen before it went dark, a group chat notification labeled Miami Vibes. "Sounds fun," he said, forcing a smile. "Have a blast." Emily's eyebrows shot up, like she'd expected a fight. "You're not mad?" she asked, almost skeptical. Mike shrugged. "Why would I be? It's a girl's trip. Go enjoy." She nodded, a flicker of surprise crossing her face before she turned away, already distracted. But something gnawed at Mike. The announcement was too abrupt, too final. Emily wasn't the spontaneous type. She planned everything, from her work presentations to their dinner menus. Why the secrecy? He pushed the thought aside, chalking it up to paranoia. After all, they'd built something solid. Trust was their foundation, wasn't it? Friday morning, Emily was a whirlwind. She packed with a frenzy Mike hadn't seen since their first trip together. 2 oversized suitcases stuffed with cocktail dresses, heels, and a makeup bag that could stock a department store. "It's just 3 days," Mike teased, leaning against the bedroom doorframe. "You planning to walk the runway?" Emily laughed, but it was sharp, nervous. "Gotta look good for the gram," she said, zipping up a bag. He drove her to LAX, the Los Angeles traffic crawling as always. Emily was quiet, scrolling through her phone, answering his small talk with one-word replies. At the terminal, she gave him a quick peck on the cheek. "Don't burn the place down," she quipped, dragging her suitcases toward the check-in counter. Mike watched her disappear into the crowd, an uneasy knot forming in his gut. Back home, he ordered takeout, sushi, not Chinese, to mix things up, and queued up a sci-fi series he'd been meaning to binge. A solo weekend sounded perfect. No compromises on the thermostat, no debates over what to watch. But as he sank into the couch, that knot in his stomach tightened. Something was off. He couldn't shake the image of Emily's phone, the Miami Vibes chat, her evasive vibe. Saturday morning, his phone buzzed at 7 a.m. sharp. "Rosa," Emily's mom, her voice warm but confused. "Mike, honey, what time are you and Emily landing in San Diego? I've got the beach house ready for our couple's weekend." Mike froze, chopsticks halfway to his mouth, the sushi forgotten. "San Diego? Rosa, Emily told me she's in Miami with her friends. No guys allowed." A long silence stretched across the line. "Miami." Rosa's tone shifted, sharp and skeptical. "She told me you two were flying here to celebrate your anniversary early. I invited her sister, her brother-in-law, even her cousin from Seattle. This place wasn't cheap, Mike." The knot in his stomach turned to ice. "Rosa, I'm not with her. She said it was a girl's trip." Another pause, heavier this time. "Something's not right," Rosa said. "Let me call you back." Mike's mind raced. Anniversary trip? San Diego? He opened Instagram, pulling up Emily's stories. There she was, glammed up in a Miami club, laughing with her friends Lana and Clara. The video looped, neon lights, pulsing music, Emily swaying to the beat. Then he saw it, a man's arm around her waist, a familiar silver watch glinting under the strobe lights. Jake, her ex from college, the one who'd moved to Miami last year, and supposedly faded from her life. Mike's pulse quickened. He didn't want to snoop, but the pieces weren't adding up. Emily's laptop sat on the kitchen counter, still logged into her accounts. He hesitated, then opened it. The Miami Vibes chat was right there, a digital landmine. He scrolled, each message a gut punch. "Lana, Rob's cool with us bringing the guys, right? Clara, Tom got us a rooftop table for Saturday. Emily, Jake says the beach party Sunday's gonna be wild. And the kicker from 2 days ago, Emily, told Mike it's just us girls. LOL, he bought it. Lana, savage. Eyes that don't see, heart that don't feel." Mike's hands shook as he took screenshots, capturing every damning word. 6 people in the chat: Emily, Lana, Clara, their boyfriends, and Jake. Not a girl's trip, a couple's getaway, with Emily's ex as her +1. Then, a final blow, a message from Emily to Lana, sent last week. Used Mike's card for the Airbnb deposit. Told him it was for his birthday gift. His credit card. His money. Her lie. He called Rosa back, voice steady despite the storm inside. It's not a girl's trip. Jake's there. Her ex. I've got proof. Rosa's response was immediate, her voice like steel. Send me everything. Mike forwarded the screenshots, his fingers moving on autopilot. 5 minutes later, Rosa called again. I'm handling this, she said, her tone icy. Don't do anything yet. Let me work. Mike leaned back, staring at the ceiling. Emily hadn't texted him once since she left. No check-ins, no updates. Just silence, while she partied with her ex in Miami, funded partly by his own money. The betrayal wasn't just personal, it was calculated. But Mike wasn't the type to wallow. He was a man who acted, who faced problems head-on. And this was a problem that demanded a response. Mike sat in his Silver Lake apartment, the screenshots burning a hole in his phone. The betrayal was raw, but he wasn't about to let it paralyze him. Emily's lies, her girl's trip to Miami, her ex Jake's arm around her, using Mike's credit card for the Airbnb, demanded action. He wasn't a man to sit idle. He was a planner, a doer. By Saturday afternoon, the wheels were already turning. Rosa, Emily's mom, was a force of nature. After Mike sent her the group chat evidence, her voice crackled through the phone with barely contained fury. She told me it was a couple's weekend in San Diego with you, Rosa said. I spent $6,000 on that beach house, Mike. Her sister's here. Her cousin flew in from Seattle. This is a disgrace. Mike could hear the sting of betrayal in her words, mirroring his own. What's your next move? He asked. Rosa's reply was curt. Carlos is cutting off her credit card. She's not getting a dime more from us. Mike checked his banking app. Sure enough, a $1,200 charge from Emily's birthday gift. Ruse stared back at him. He disputed it immediately, forwarding the chat screenshots to his bank as proof of fraud. The agent assured him the charge would be reversed within days. One small victory, but Mike wasn't done. He called a locksmith, scheduling an appointment for Monday morning. The apartment lease was in his name alone. Emily had never signed it. If she wanted to play games, she'd find the rules had changed. Meanwhile, Emily's Instagram stories kept rolling in. Saturday night, a rooftop bar in Miami, her laughing with Lana and Clara, Jake's hand on her shoulder in one clip. Mike didn't linger on the images. They were fuel, not wounds. He forwarded the latest story to Rosa, who responded with a single text. She's done. Minutes later, the family group chat exploded. Emily's sister, Sophia, sent a scathing message. You lied to mom about a couple's trip? And you're with Jake? Are you serious? Her cousin chimed in. Flew 2,000 miles for nothing. Thanks, Em. By Sunday morning, the consequences hit Emily like a freight train. Rosa called Mike with an update. Carlos canceled her card last night. The Airbnb host kicked them out this morning. No payment, no stay. Mike could hear the grim satisfaction in her voice. They're scrambling. Serves her right. Mike pictured Emily, stranded in Miami with her suitcases, her perfect weekend crumbling. He felt no pity, only clarity. She'd orchestrated this deception for weeks, laughing behind his back. Now the bill was due. Mike's phone buzzed with a call from Emily. He let it go to voicemail. Her voice was frantic. Mike, what the hell? My card's not working, and we got evicted from the Airbnb. Did you do this? He didn't respond. Another call, another voicemail. You're being ridiculous. It's just a trip with friends. Call me back. He didn't. Instead, he started packing her things, books, shoes, her laptop charger, into neatly labeled boxes. Each item was a reminder of their shared life, now tainted by her choices. He worked methodically, not out of anger, but resolve. Then came the second shock. Mike got a text from an unknown number. Sarah, Jake's current girlfriend. Check Jake's DMs to Emily. It read, with a screenshot attached. Mike opened it, his jaw tightening. Messages from Jake, sent weeks ago. Can't wait to see you in Miami, babe. You're still the one who got away. Emily's reply. Stop, you're gonna make me blush. See you soon. Sarah's text continued. She knew he was with me. I'm done with him, and she's trash. Mike forwarded the screenshot to Rosa, who replied instantly. I'm posting this. She needs to face this. Rosa didn't hold back. She shared the screenshots, Emily's group chat lies, Jake's flirty messages, in the family's social circle, tagging Emily, Lana, Clara, and even Sarah. The post was brutal but factual. My daughter lied to her boyfriend, her family, and used his money to party with her ex. This is not who we raised. Comments flooded in, friends and distant relatives piling on. Emily, how could you? Mike deserves better. Sarah joined the fray, posting her own story. Jake and Emily planned this for months. I was clueless. Done with both. Emily's next call came at noon, her voice a mix of panic and rage. Mike, you told my mom? You sent her my private chats? You're ruining my life. Mike stayed calm, his voice like steel. You ruined it yourself, Em. You lied to everyone. I just showed them the truth. She sputtered. It's not what it looks like. Jake's just a friend. Mike cut her off. You called him the one who got away. I saw the messages. We're done. He hung up, his heart racing but his mind clear. By Sunday evening, Emily's social media was a war zone. Her attempts to spin the narrative, posting about toxic exes and privacy violations, backfired. A mutual friend commented, "Girl, you got caught. Own it." Lana and Clara stayed silent. Their own relationships strained as their boyfriends, Rob and Tom, questioned their roles in the lie. Mike, meanwhile, coordinated with Rosa. She's not welcome at our house, Rosa said. She needs to figure this out on her own. Mike spent the evening boxing up the last of Emily's belongings, stacking them by the door. The locksmith confirmed for 8 a.m. Monday. He felt a strange calm, like the air before a storm breaks. Emily's world was collapsing, not because of vengeance, but because truth has a way of catching up. As he sealed the final box, his phone lit up with another text from Sarah. Jake just admitted he planned the trip to win Emily back. Thought you should know. Mike didn't respond. He didn't need to. The pieces were falling into place, and Emily was running out of moves. Sunday night in Los Angeles was quiet, but Mike's phone was anything but. Notifications buzzed relentlessly. Friends, mutual acquaintances, even Emily's cousin from Seattle, all reacting to Rose's explosive social media post exposing Emily's lies. The screenshots of the Miami vibes, chat, and Jake's flirty messages had spread like wildfire, painting Emily as the architect of her own downfall. Mike didn't revel in the chaos. He was too busy preparing for what came next. The locksmith was set for Monday morning. Emily's boxes were stacked by the door, and his bank had confirmed the $1,200 charge reversal. He was reclaiming his life, one step at a time. Emily's voicemails piled up, each more desperate than the last. Mike, I'm stuck in Miami with no place to stay. You can't do this to me. One pleaded. Another, laced with venom. You turned my family against me. You're pathetic. Mike didn't answer. He'd said his piece, and words wouldn't undo her weeks of deception. Planning a couple's trip with her ex Jake. Using Mike's credit card. Lying to her parents about a San Diego anniversary getaway. The truth was out, and Emily was drowning in it. Monday morning, the locksmith arrived at 8 a.m. sharp. Mike watched as the old locks on his Silver Lake apartment door were swapped for gleaming new ones, a deadbolt added for good measure. Carlos, Emily's father, had insisted on covering the cost, wiring $300 with a note. For your trouble. Stay strong. Mike appreciated the gesture, but this wasn't about money. It was about boundaries. Emily's name wasn't on the lease. She'd made her choices. Now she'd live with them. At noon, Mike's phone lit up with a text from Emily, landing at LAX at 2 p.m. We need to talk. Don't do anything stupid. He responded curtly. Your stuff's packed. Arrange pickup with 24 hours notice. Her reply was instant. What? You can't kick me out. That's my home too. Mike typed back, unflinching. Not according to the lease. You're out. He silenced his phone, letting her stew. He wasn't playing games. He was done. By 3 p.m. Emily was at the apartment door, banging hard enough to rattle the frame. Mike peered through the peephole. 2 oversized suitcases, her hands fumbling with a key that no longer worked. Mike, open this door, she shouted. This is crazy. He spoke through the door, voice calm but firm. Your things are packed. Text me when you want them picked up. I'll leave them outside. Her response was a mix of sobs and curses. You can't do this. I have nowhere to go. Mike didn't budge. You chose Miami with Jake. Figure it out. Emily didn't leave quietly. She called the police, claiming illegal eviction. 2 officers arrived within 20 minutes, their expressions weary. Mike explained the situation through the door, sliding a copy of the lease under it to show his name alone. She's not a tenant, he said. She lied to me, her family, everyone. The older officer nodded, turning to Emily. Ma'am, if you're not on the lease, you have no right to enter. He's offering to return your belongings. That's fair. Emily's voice cracked, accusing Mike of theft, manipulation, everything but the truth. The officers weren't impressed. You need to leave, or we'll escort you out, the younger one said. She stormed off, dragging her suitcases, muttering threats. Rosa called an hour later, her tone a mix of exhaustion and resolve. Emily showed up at our house in Pasadena, crying about being homeless. I told her she made her bed when she lied to us all. Mike sighed. I'm sorry it came to this. Rosa cut him off. Don't apologize. She disrespected you, us, everyone. She's not staying here. Carlos agrees. Mike learned Emily's sister, Sophia, had blocked her on social media, and her cousin had posted a meme about family liars that got 200 likes. The fallout was relentless. Then came a new twist. Sarah, Jake's girlfriend, texted Mike again, this time with a voice message Jake had sent her after their breakup. Emily pushed me to plan the trip, Jake's voice admitted. She said Mike was boring, that she needed excitement. I fell for it. Sarah added her own note. He's a coward, but she's worse. Thought you'd want the full picture. Mike forwarded the audio to Rosa, who responded, this goes to the family chat. She's not weaseling out of this. The message spread, further shredding Emily's credibility. Friends commented, she played everyone. Jake's no saint, but Emily's the mastermind. Emily's next move was predictable but bold. She posted a lengthy Instagram story, claiming Mike had invaded her privacy by checking her laptop and manipulated her family against her. It was just a fun trip with friends, she wrote. I'm the victim here. The backlash was swift. A former co-worker commented, you used his card and lied about Jake. Stop. Even Lana, her Miami accomplice, posted a vague story about trust being earned, distancing herself. Clara stayed silent, her boyfriend Tom reportedly furious about the lies. Mike, meanwhile, kept his focus. He donated Emily's forgotten kitchen gadgets to a local shelter, a small act of closure. He texted Sophia, who'd become an unexpected ally. How's your mom holding up? Sophia replied, she's done with Emily's drama. Dad's talking about cutting her off for good. Mike didn't gloat, he didn't need to. Emily's world was imploding, not because he'd sought revenge, but because her lies had nowhere left to hide. As he locked his new deadbolt that night, he felt the weight lifting. The next move was Emily's, but Mike was ready for whatever came. Monday night in Los Angeles felt like the calm after a storm, but Mike knew the chaos wasn't over. Emily's lies, her fake girls' trip to Miami, her rendezvous with her ex Jake, her misuse of Mike's credit card, had unraveled her life. The apartment, now secured with new locks, stood as a fortress of his reclaimed independence. Emily's belongings, neatly boxed, waited outside for her to claim. Mike wasn't vengeful, but he was resolute. She'd built this mess, she'd clean it up. By Tuesday morning, Emily's social media campaign to paint herself as the victim was crumbling. Her Instagram posts, accusing Mike of abuse and betrayal for exposing her chats, were met with brutal honesty from their shared circle. A college friend commented, you planned a trip with your ex behind Mike's back. That's not privacy, that's deception. Another acquaintance shared a screenshot of Emily's Miami Vibes chat, circling her message, told Mike it's just us girls. LOL, he bought it. The evidence was undeniable, and her narrative collapsed under its weight. Emily tried to pivot, texting Mike from a new number, her own likely blocked by half her contacts. I'm sorry, okay? I messed up. Can we just talk? Mike didn't respond. Instead, he forwarded the message to Rosa, Emily's mom, who was now the family's enforcer. Rosa's reply was immediate. She's begging us for money now. Not happening. Carlos, Emily's father, had already cut off her access to family funds, and her sister Sophia had unfollowed her entirely. The family's patience was spent. Then came a fresh escalation. Mike received an email from Lana, one of Emily's Miami accomplices. I didn't know she was using your card, Lana wrote. She told us you were okay with the trip. I'm sorry. Attached was a forwarded message from Emily to Lana, sent a month ago. Jake's been texting me. Says he misses me. Miami's my chance to see if there's still something there. Mike's stomach churned, but the confirmation only solidified his resolve. He sent the email to Rosa, who shared it with the family chat. Sophia responded, she's unbelievable. Good riddance, Mike. Emily's next stop was predictable, Lana's apartment in Venice. She arrived Tuesday afternoon, suitcases in tow, expecting a warm welcome. It didn't last. Lana's boyfriend, Rob, was livid about the Miami lies. having learned the trip wasn't just girls only. By Wednesday morning, Rob had given Emily an ultimatum: leave or he'd move out himself. Lana chose Rob. Emily's frantic texts to Mike followed. I'm at a motel now. You happy? You ruined everything. Mike didn't engage. She'd chosen Jake, chosen the lies. The motel was her consequence. The social fallout intensified. Clara, the other Miami friend, posted a cryptic Instagram story. Some people drag everyone down with them. Her boyfriend, Tom, had ended their relationship after learning she'd known about Jake's involvement. The Miami Vibes crew was fracturing, each member scrambling to save face. Jake, meanwhile, was persona non grata. His girlfriend Sarah had dumped him, sharing his confession that he'd orchestrated the trip to reclaim Emily. His latest post, a weak attempt at damage control about misunderstandings, was ratioed by comments calling him out. On Wednesday evening, Rosa called Mike with an update. Emily tried to crash at her aunt's place in Pasadena. Didn't work. She's running out of options. Rosa's voice carried a mix of disappointment and finality. We're done bailing her out. She needs to learn. Mike respected their stance. The family had been blindsided by Emily's San Diego anniversary ruse, costing them thousands. Their loyalty now lay with Mike, the one who'd been honest from the start. Then came the final twist. Mike's coworker, Alex, forwarded a LinkedIn post from Emily's marketing firm. Due to recent performance issues, we're parting ways with Emily Garcia. It read, cloaked in corporate vagueness. Mike pieced it together. Emily's days of crying at her desk, skipping meetings, and scrolling for housing had caught up. Losing her job was a blow she couldn't dodge. Mike didn't celebrate, but he felt a quiet relief. The consequences were stacking, each one a direct result of her actions. Emily's last-ditch effort arrived Thursday morning, an email titled, "Let's fix this." She proposed a plan for Mike to lend her $2,000 for an apartment deposit, promising repayment in 6 months. "You owe me this after destroying my life," she wrote. Mike nearly laughed at the audacity. He replied with 2 words, "Not happening." Her response was a flurry of emails, alternating between apologies and accusations. Mike forwarded them to Carlos, who texted back, "She tried the same with us. Delusional." By Thursday night, Emily was at a cheap motel off the 405 freeway, her social media silent except for a single post, a quote about overcoming betrayal. The irony wasn't lost on Mike. He spent the evening with Sophia, who'd invited him for coffee to vent. "She's telling everyone you're the villain," Sophia said, shaking her head. "But nobody's buying it. Even her high school friends are done." Mike nodded, sipping his latte. "I didn't ruin her life. She did that herself." As he walked back to his apartment, the new locks gleaming under the porch light, Mike felt a shift. The weight of Emily's betrayal was lifting, replaced by a sense of control. She was scrambling, but he was moving forward. The boxes outside his door remained untouched. Emily hadn't arranged pickup. Mike knew she'd come back, but he was ready. The game was over, and he'd played it clean. By Friday, Emily's world was in tatters. Her lies about the Miami trip, sneaking off with her ex Jake, deceiving Mike with a fake girls' weekend, and swindling her family with a fabricated San Diego couple's retreat, had stripped her of allies. Jobless, shunned by friends, and cut off by her parents, she was holed up in a budget motel off the 405 freeway. Mike, meanwhile, stood firm in his Silver Lake apartment, the new locks a symbol of his reclaimed life. Emily's boxed belongings still sat outside, unclaimed, a silent testament to her unraveling. Mike's phone stayed quiet from Emily's end, a rare reprieve. Instead, a text came from Carlos, Emily's father. "She's out of our house for good. Try to sell Rosa's heirloom necklace for cash." Done. Mike shook his head, unsurprised. Rosa had warned him Emily was spiraling, but this was a new low. He replied, "Sorry it came to that." Carlos's response was blunt. "Her choices, not yours. You're family to us." The words carried weight. Mike had lost a partner but gained unexpected loyalty. That afternoon, a final twist landed. Sophia, Emily's sister, forwarded a screenshot from a local gossip blog. Someone had leaked the entire Miami Vibes chat, complete with Emily's messages mocking Mike and Jake's flirty overtures. The post, titled L.A. Love Triangle Implodes, had gone viral in their social circle, racking up 500 shares. Comments tore into Emily. She played everyone and lost. Mike dodged a bullet. Even Jake's ex, Sarah, chimed in, "Karma's real." The public shaming wasn't Mike's doing, but it sealed Emily's isolation. Emily made one last play Saturday morning. A handwritten letter appeared under Mike's door, 3 pages of scrawled apologies and deflections. I was confused, she wrote. Jake meant nothing. My friends pressure me to lie. I'll change if you give me a chance. The audacity peaked with her closing line. I can forgive you for locking me out if we work through this. Mike read it once, then snapped a photo and sent it to Rosa. Her reply was instant. She's delusional. Burn it. Mike didn't. He filed it away as evidence, just in case. By Sunday, Emily's options had evaporated. Rosa called with the final update. Emily had packed a single bag and boarded a bus to her grandmother's house in El Paso, Texas, the only relative still willing to take her in. She cried the whole way to the station, Rosa said. Kept saying she's the victim. Her grandma won't tolerate that for long. Mike nodded, unsurprised. Emily's refusal to own her actions had cost her everything. Her job, her friends, her home. The fallout among her Miami crew was complete. Lana and Rob had split, Rob unwilling to forgive her complicity in the lies. Clara and Tom were on shaky ground, their trust fractured. Jake, now single and humiliated, had vanished from social media, his new fling already flaunted elsewhere. The gossip blog's expose had turned their clique into a cautionary tale, whispered about at L.A. bars and coffee shops. Emily's Instagram, once a showcase of her best life, now featured a lone cactus emoji, her posts reduced to vague quotes about healing. Mike, meanwhile, was rebuilding. He met Sophia and Carlos for tacos in Pasadena, a gesture of solidarity. You're better off, Sophia said, passing him a plate. She fooled us all, but you saw through it. Carlos raised his beer. To moving on. Mike clinked glasses, feeling lighter. He'd started surfing again, hitting the waves at Venice Beach each weekend, the ocean washing away the sting of betrayal. His promotion at work came through, a raise that let him repaint the apartment, erasing the last traces of Emily's presence. Then there was Alice. They'd met at a bookstore in Echo Park, bonding over a shared love of sci-fi novels. On their third date, over coffee in Los Feliz, Mike shared the Miami saga. Alice laughed, nearly choking on her cappuccino. She offered to forgive you for her lies. That's next-level nerve. Her humor and honesty were a balm, and though Mike took things slow, he felt a spark he hadn't known in years. A final message came from Emily on Monday, sent from her grandmother's phone. I'm in therapy now, she wrote. I see what I lost. You deserve better. I'm sorry. Mike read it, his thumb hovering over the reply button. He didn't respond. The apology was too late, too hollow. Instead, he archived the text, a reminder of a lesson hard learned. Trust is earned, not assumed. As Mike locked his apartment door that night, the deadbolt clicking firmly, he felt free. Emily had gambled on deception and lost her job, her friends, her family's trust. Mike hadn't sought revenge. He'd simply stepped aside, letting her choices bury her. The gossip blog faded, but its message lingered. Actions have consequences. In El Paso, Emily was learning that truth. In Los Angeles, Mike was living it, one surf session, one coffee date, one honest day at a time.